Hello ladies and gentlemen, waccd here. Welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be talking about, well, the peak of society, and I'm sure you've guessed it, TikTok. And TikTok's something I've covered a lot on my channel, and that's because, well, there's nothing else to cover. If you have something to cover, let me know, but nothing's really happening. And it just happens to be the fact that TikTok, the TikTokers on TikTok happen to do the most dumb shit, and well, this story is no exception. In this video I'm going to be talking about a teenager who actually a mom and baby, and yes, that is exactly what happened, and if you're looking at that objectively, that's awful. My man got a graduation gift, and it was a car, and then he's like, alright, hey buddy, you want to drag race with me? And that was to his friend. So they drag raced down the highway, and Cameron actually spun out and hit the mother and child and killed them both simultaneously. And of course he didn't mean to do it, but if you look at it objectively, man, how are you that dumb? How are you gonna go out of your way to drag race on the street and then spin out and kill someone? Oh my god. But what if I told you that there's people that actually think he shouldn't have a sentence whatsoever because, well, he's attractive. So this is Cameron Herrin on screen right now, and I think I said his name like Herrins earlier, my bad. I mean, I don't really care that I got his last name wrong, this guy's a scumbag. And I made this spiel in my last video, but TikTok literally is the plague of society. Like, there's nothing lower than being a TikToker, man. Like, these people really are corrupting the youth. I'll play a video on screen right now. It is an edit of Cameron Harris at sentencing because he's hot, and they think that, oh my god, let him free, he's attractive, he's just a kid, let him go. When, you know, he took a mother away from a husband and a daughter away from a father. Not a big deal, right? No, fuck people on TikTok. So I had to play my own music over it, but oh my god, Cameron Harris drinking water, I can't believe it. No, but seriously, like, Cameron Harris, 24 years is what he got sentenced. I think that's reasonable. The dude, like, it really hurts me to think, like, not only if there's people out there like Cameron Harris, I think drag racing is a smart thing to do, especially considering the dude's going over 100 miles per hour and not thinking of the consequences of his actions, man. Like, this coming Wednesday, I plan on getting my driver's license, and when I get my driver's license, I'm not going to be going over 100 miles per hour and endangering other citizens, man. That is just not me. I don't know about you guys, I kind of like the lives of my own, you know, not going to jail for 24 years, and the lives of others because, well, that's just how I was raised, and this boy clearly wasn't raised right. And then there's also people saying that he doesn't deserve any sentencing since everyone makes mistakes and he's innocent and he's only 18, he's so young, and he's, well, not what they're saying, but they just want this because he's attractive. If this guy was ugly as fuck, people would leave him alone, be like, oh, that guy, yeah, he's awful, he killed a mother and a daughter, spit on you, you're disgusting, scum to society. But hey, when you have that brown curly hair and blue eyes, it's GG. Take a look at this.
End of the road for a tragedy that unfolded on Bayshore Boulevard nearly 3 years ago. Jessica Reisinger-Robineau and her 21-month-old daughter, Lilia, were killed attempting to cross the street when two young men were racing. Police say one of those men, Cameron Herrin, was going over 100 miles per hour right before he hit and killed them. ABC Action News reporter Heather Lee was one of the first reporters there on the scene that day of the crash, has been following this case ever since then. She was in court today as Herrin's family pleaded for forgiveness, and the victim's family begged the judge for maximum punishment.
Cameron Herrin, his family and friends spent the first half of Thursday morning painting the 21-year-old as caring and forgivable with no intent to hurt anyone, calling what happened on Bayshore Boulevard in May of 2018 a tragic accident.
Yes, it was an accident, but how are you so unintelligent, man? Like, why? Why do you do this? You have a nice-ass car, nice-ass life, you're 21 years old, at least that's what this video says later in the video. How do you not have the common sense to realize that if you swerve at that speed, you are going to seriously injure someone or injure yourself? Like, I don't know how you lived this car crash in the first place. Then there's the defendant who wants the maximum sentence for him, and I totally understand why he's thinking that. While your parents can actually go and visit you in jail, he can't visit his wife, he can't see his baby. How is he gonna have Christmas? Like, how is that gonna be? That is gonna be awful. You took them from him with your own ignorance. And you want no charges? No. That's ridiculous. It's your fault. You deserve the sentencing you've been given.
It has been devastating for him and our family.
The impact plays over and over in his head. It'll never go away.
His defense team saying Herrin made a mistake and didn't fully understand the consequences that could occur while speeding.
You don't say. I'm all for forgiving, but you are 21 years old, man. You should understand the consequences. In driver's ed, they literally show you dead teenagers that have been in car accidents. Did you not pass driver's ed? How do you have your license? And I feel terrible for the mom and family of him, man. Like, can you imagine? Like, if I did something awful, my mom would defend me till death, man. Even if I did it wrong and it was my fault, just like this scenario here. Like, Christmas is going to be awful for the Herrin family as well, but it's not going to be as bad. You can actually visit your son. There's a whole difference.
Dr. Michael Scott Mayer also testified that scientifically, the brain of an 18-year-old isn't fully developed and wired the same way the brain of a person in their 20s is.
How could he do something so stupid? He's a bright kid. It is because the stop and think part of the brain, the frontal lobe, where we stop and think about our action, is not developed.
If the brain isn't fully developed by 18, why did you get him a car with over 500 horsepower, dude? That shit does not make sense.
Herrin's family also talked about selling their house and fighting their insurance company to get money to pay the Reisinger-Robin Holt family.
We also have a perspective on this. So I don't want to seem that I don't feel for the Herrin family. I do. But their perspective on what they've lost can't compare to two sweet souls crossing the street coming home from a party.
The state also pulled up a log from Herrin's Mustang that details how fast it was going just days before the crash, 162 miles per hour on I-75.
And I feel rambunctious when I go 70 and a 65, man. 165 miles per hour? No kidding, the stop and think function wasn't working with this kid. I'm trying to poke jokes at this because I really don't know how to cope with the fact that someone would do something this stupid. It genuinely hurts my brain, and I genuinely feel for both sides, like the family of Cameron, like I feel bad for them, and I also feel bad for the husband that lost their family. Like, that is the worst thing ever. It really comes down to how one was raised. Like, in school, I was taught not to go fast. My parents taught me not to go fast. My mom's putting a fucking tracker on my car, so the insurance will cost less, but they'll see how fast I accelerate and decelerate, well, brake. Also, for all my non-drivers out there, just use common sense. It's really not that hard. Do not be going over the speed of 100 miles per hour, let alone 90. If Cameron wasn't going so fast, he wouldn't have swerved out and killed the two. Also, the reason everyone's simping over him is the fact he has 1.8 million followers on TikTok, although hopefully his TikTok account will get banned soon.
This was a crash, not an accident. Please be aware of that.
Emotional testimony from David Robin Holt, Jessica's husband, and Lilia's father went on for 45 minutes, with him addressing Cameron directly several times.
It is critical for you to understand that you've created everlasting pain and depths of sorrow.
He described his wife, her character, and personality. He then discussed how it feels to walk into his daughter's bedroom.
I can't get the thought out of my head of the entitled monster who killed them. Something happens to me in this room.
He says talking about the day of the crash is incredibly hard. He recalls being stuck in the traffic on Bayshore Boulevard and turning down a side street to avoid it. He says he knew something was wrong walking into Jessica's uncle's house to grab their luggage and not seeing them there. He says a stranger drove him to the hospital.
I remember seeing a chaplain walk out, and I knew she was dead. I can't explain to you the effort and courage it takes to walk into that morgue and see the injuries that you created on her.
David, in the end, begging the judge to give Herrin a maximum sentence of 30 years.
I am speechless. Yeah, I can't fathom what he feels either. Like, I genuinely can't imagine it. I don't think any more jokes can be made after that. Kind of sad now. I hope you have a blessed day. Go do something productive. Use your common sense. Use your brain. You have one for a reason. Adios, amigos.